I used to think I had a superpower as a dad. Not the good kind. The kind where I could turn a single piece of paper into a full-blown emergency meeting. My son Ben came home from school one afternoon holding his test like it was radioactive. Not in his backpack, not in a folder. In his hand, crumpled, folded, refolded, folded again. Like if he kept folding it, the grade would eventually disappear. My wife, Sarah, was cooking dinner. She heard his shoes dragging across the floor and said, "Hey, buddy, how was school?" Ben hit her with the smallest good in human history. Then he tried to merge into the wall like a gecko. And that's when I walked in. I didn't even take my jacket off. I didn't set my bag down. I didn't say hello. I looked at my son's posture, and my inner FBI agent woke up. I sat down at the table like a detective in a movie. "Ben," I said, calm. Too calm. "Give it to me." Ben tried the classic move. The teacher said you have to sign something." The teacher. Always the teacher. I grabbed the paper and scanned it. For exactly 1 second, my brain was normal. Then I saw the number, and my brain left the building. 70? I said 70, like it was a felony. Sarah turned from the stove fast. "Hey, slow down. He just got home." I waved her off like I was directing airport traffic. "Slow down? For what? We need to address this immediately." Ben stood there staring at the floor. 2 hands locked in front of him like he was about to be sentenced. And then I did what I'm not proud of. I started comparing. Do you know what Tyler got? Tyler got a 95. Tyler's parents don't even have to ask. Tyler just exists and gets A's. Meanwhile, you bring home a 70 like it's a trophy. Sarah said quietly, "Please don't do the other kids thing." But I was already in full dramatic speech mode. "I work all day to provide for this family. Your job is school. One job." Ben didn't cry, didn't argue. He just got smaller. Then I landed the final punch like I was trying to win a championship I didn't need. "You're disappointing me." Silence. Ben whispered, "I'm sorry," and walked to his room. The door closed softly, but the house got heavier. Sarah looked at me like she couldn't believe she married a human sound effect called pressure. "That was too much," she said. "You went too far." At the time, I was still hot. My ego was still standing on the table like it paid rent. But about 30 minutes later, I walked past Ben's room and heard nothing. No music, no laughter, no, "Mom, can you help me?" Just quiet. That quiet hits different. So I cracked the door open. Ben was sitting on his bed with a pencil in his hand, staring at his notebook like it had personally betrayed him. I cleared my throat. The dad apology voice activated. "Hey, I got mad. I shouldn't have yelled. I'm sorry." Ben nodded. A polite nod. The kind you give a neighbor when you don't want to talk. And for some reason, I took that nod as a full reset button. Because I'm a guy. I love reset buttons. So that night, I did what I call emotional repair with technology. I went online and bought an iPad. Not a cheap one, a good one. With the pencil, with the case, with the screen protector that promises military-grade protection like Ben is taking it to war. I even signed him up for an online tutoring program. I told Sarah, proud of myself, "There, fixed it." Sarah stared at me like I had just tried to put out a house fire with a scented candle. "You think an iPad erases what you said?" I ignored that question because accountability is scary. The next day, the iPad arrived. I handed it to Ben like I was a hero in a movie. Here, for school. You're gonna do great." Ben smiled, said, "Thanks, Dad." But his smile was customer service. From that moment on, Ben became the most well-behaved kid on earth. Too well-behaved. He stopped telling stories about school, stopped asking questions, stopped being loud at the dinner table. He'd eat quickly, clean up quietly, and disappear into his room like he had a strict schedule with the ceiling. Whenever I asked, "How was school?" he'd answer like a robot. "Fine." One day, Sarah got a call from his teacher. Her face changed mid-conversation. When she hung up, she walked straight to Ben's room. "Ben, your teacher says you haven't been turning in work, and you said you forgot. Multiple times." Ben didn't say anything. Sarah opened his backpack. Inside were crumpled quizzes, low grades, papers he never showed us. And then Ben finally said it. Quiet, simple, brutal. "I didn't want Dad to see." Sarah's voice cracked. "Why?" Ben looked up at her with eyes that weren't angry, just scared. "Because I don't want him to call me dumb again." That word, again, hit harder than the 70. Sarah didn't scream. She didn't fight. She just got quiet in a way that made the whole house feel like it was holding its breath. That night, I came home and noticed Sarah was distant. No questions, no school talk, no, "How was your day?" Just quiet. I tried to joke. "What, are you mad at me?" Sarah looked at me, calm but sharp. "I'm not mad. I'm remembering." I laughed nervously. "Remembering what?" "The look on our son's face," she said, "when you said those things. You bought an iPad, but he flinches when you walk in the room." I had no comeback, because she was right. Ben didn't hate me, but he didn't trust me. And that's the part nobody tells you about harsh words. They don't just hurt. They change the way people carry themselves around you. The next morning, I tried something different. I didn't ask about grades. I didn't ask if he had homework. I sat next to him with his notebook and said quietly, "I don't need you to be better than other kids. I need you to be honest with me." Ben looked at me for a long time, like he was trying to figure out if this was a trap. And that's when I realized, trust isn't a device you can buy. It's not shipping in 2 days. It doesn't come with a warranty. It's built, slowly. So if you're the parent who loses it sometimes, like I was, here's the truth. An apology can stop the bleeding. A gift can distract from the pain. But the echo of what you said can stay in the room for a long time. So speak like you're building something you want to live in. Because your words don't just land, they leave marks.